Criminal complaint outlines Michigan militia group's plot to kidnap Governor Whitmer. And what other false flags are we going to see now? Because this is definitely probably a provocateur action. But I mean, what do you do? What if the governor said you can never leave your house again? You got to starve to death. Just lay down and die, I guess. Because the power to shut things down is the power to bankrupt. It's the power to kill. What about all the folks committed suicide because of her? What about all the folks that again, died because she sent COVID patients there? Well, she's the governor. She's above the law. She's God. Well, we knew it was coming. I predicted over and over again the last few months, it's not a hard prediction, that they'd engage in a provocateur setup or a false flag against Democrat Party officials to make them look like victims when they launch incredible tyranny. Deep stater Governor Whitmer, who sent all those patients with COVID into nursing homes so she'd get a higher death rate, that monster, the woman that has that crazy-looking psycho smile, she supposedly was the victim or the potential victim of a plot to kidnap her. Oh, that's right. 6 people charged with a plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Whitmer. The FBI quoted one of the accused as saying, Whitmer has no checks and balances at all. She has uncontrolled power right now. All things must come to an end. Funny, the Supreme Court of the state just ruled that she'd taken all powers, legislative, executive, judicial, under herself and had become a dictator, that the state was under a form of martial law. That was the ruling on Monday. And it's gotten almost no attention, but now the same FBI leadership, still run by the deep state, that says the number one threat is white supremacists, the same FBI that's been caught creating militia groups, winding them up, setting them up. The judges ruled the Hatari militia was not planning a takeover years ago. It was all a setup. The FBI informant said, well, what if the UN invades and is arresting everyone and putting us in camps? Well, we'll have to fight then and take the local government back. What if, remember the Hatari militia? The recordings were released. They're driving to the Knob Creek machine gun shootout. And they're asking them, the FBI informant, well, what do we do if the UN takes over and putting everybody in prison camps? Well, we'll have to fight and take back the local government for America. Boom, indicted. Because there's a UN takeover happening. Front page of the New York Times. The UN needs to occupy America. And so the number one sin is talking about you're not going to put up with it. And again, militias are in the Constitution. I think they're good, but especially in Michigan and other areas, they're always getting infiltrated by the feds that tend to lead them to set people up. What are you going to do when they come to take the guns? Well, what are you going to do when Antifa's killing people door to door? Well, I guess nothing. Well, I guess you're not a man. Or somebody says something like, I need some more ammo. Oh, you plan to kill some people. No, I just need some more ammo with everything breaking down. Oh, you're scared. You're scared to stand up? Well, no, I'm willing to kidnap the governor. And then they got you. They could be the headline, and oh my gosh, see, the FBI's right. It's white supremacist. Kyle Rittenhouse is a white supremacist, even though he's not. And these guys, and it goes on and on. It has echoes of Ruby Ridge, another setup where they told him, you're going to sell guns for us illegally, and you're going to set up these local groups. We're going to put you in prison. And you saw how that ended. So they're trying the exact same playbook yet again. And we've got the criminal complaint here. Guys, print me that actual complaint up. Thank you. It's linked right here. Criminal complaint outlines Michigan militia group's plot to kidnap Governor Whitmer. And what other false flags are we going to see now? Because this is definitely probably a provocateur action. But I mean, what do you do? What if the governor said you can never leave your house again? You got to starve to death. Just lay down and die, I guess. Because the power to shut things down is the power to bankrupt. It's the power to kill. What about all the folks committed suicide because of her? What about all the folks that again, died because she sent COVID patients there? Well, she's the governor. She's above the law. She's God. And it's all just a bunch of lawyers in the FBI who just want to go have news events and stunts. And of course, this announcement's meant to overshadow. Did we ever follow? Did we ever cover the 11 a.m. National Security Press Conference on all the spying? Oh, no, sorry. We didn't care about that. We didn't care about the attempt to overthrow the election of the president. And so now here we are, over the top bombshell. New York Times calls for UN to occupy the United States of America. You know why they're so upset? It's because Trump is trying to get our troops out of all these illegal wars. He's trying to do his job. And so Communist China comes out and says, oh, it's the United States. It's a racist country. It's a failed state. That's a quote. Doesn't even deserve to exist. We need the UN to go in to the failed state. And then we have Obama 5 years ago setting up the Strong Cities Initiative with the UN with it over the blue cities. There's all the articles on that. You've got ex-CIA insider says China spy recruitment targeting New York City. And of course, they've been caught with the police and military officers and everybody else spying on Americans and spying on other people, spying on Chinese and Tibetans trying to get out, who's coming to the United States so they can punish their families. New York PD officer charged with spying for China. But you know, the FBI says it's not China that's the threat. It's the white people. America may need international intervention. Even Democrats may find it hard to imagine, but the leader of the free world would benefit from the United Nations oversight. And again, what does oversight mean in the thesaurus as a synonym? Control, handling, inspection, maintenance, administration, that means governance, surveillance, management, custody, direction, guardianship. Here, let's click on administration. What does that mean? It means governance, global governance. And why are they mad? Trump, U.S. troops in Afghanistan should be home by Christmas. Well, we can't have that. Oh, China, North Korea, Cuba, Iran denounce U.S. for systemic racial discrimination at UN. We're a poor example. We're bad people. Our country is a failed state and the UN needs to come in. And then the New York Times, the day after Communist China officially says that at the UN, says, yeah, we need the UN here. Go read the article. Oh, but the Hatari militia set up, had like 10 members. They were a shooting club. 2 of the members were FBI informants. Told how to go in, took them years to finally in a truck drive into a gun shoot, go, well, if the UN takes over and is arresting everybody and putting us in camps, what do? I guess we'll have to fight them. Boom, you're arrested. You don't fight the UN. You don't talk bad about it. You go to jail. And now we've got Governor Whitmer. Put up the ruling, guys. You can pull it up. Just type in Supreme Court rules, Whitmer, COVID restrictions unconstitutional. And I read part of it on air, and it says, this is the most draconian thing in state history. Patently against the Constitution and rule of law. She's transferred all power to herself, legislative, executive, and judicial, and is now operating in form of martial law. But here comes the Federal Bureau of Investigation with the cavalry call over the hill with some militia guys they got in a restaurant sitting back. Yeah, she's gone too far. We ought to grab her. And number one, you don't want to turn an evil person into a victim. The last thing you'd ever want to do would be kidnap a governor that was doing something wrong. You want to expose her. You want to sue her. You want to do like the guy when her husband said, take our boat out. And the guy said, nobody else's boat's allowed. He goes, she's the governor. He said, get your boat off my boat property now. You can keep your $200 a month or whatever for your rental. Get your boat off. And then he went to the news. That's when the governor comes to your restaurant, you say, you get your fat, ugly, evil ass out of here. When her kids come around, you say, your mom's a witch. Get away from us. You shun her. You denounce her. You run against her. You don't meet at a restaurant to talk about how you're going to overthrow the governor. Now they've turned the witch. I mean, look at that fake psycho smile of just narcissistic demon possession on her face. Only one person looks close to that evil as a governor, and that's Newsom. I mean, Newsom has that same demon face look that you know you're in trouble when you look at that. And then Stelter. I mean, folks, that's what a devil worshiper looks like. Brian Stelter, Governor Whitmer, Governor Newsom. When you see that jack-o'-lantern smile like Hillary's got, you see that all the time. Like their facial expression is like, I mean, I can't even do it. It's so evil. It's just like, Always smiling, always in charge, always going to get you. Going to get you. Same little Bill Gates smile he does. We're going to go to break. I'm going to get to some of the huge announcements Trump's made about China, some of the debate highlights. Laura Loomer's joining us, Larry Pinckney, the Hodge twins, and so much more. But you can bet your bottom dollar that this is a false flag setup, bare minimum, provocateur operation by the Federal Bureau of China and all the things they do. So just know they're in the season of setting up folks for the election. Ahead of, I'm sure, they'll have another one of their boys roll in an ammonium nitrate truck into a building like they did in '95 with the ATF and German intelligence. I know the names, everybody that did it. I've interviewed the cops that survived. And the feds told them, we killed your friends. Eight-pack Power Stack is an American success story. We first put it out, wasn't very popular. People that got it loved it, gave it great reviews, told friends and family about it. So it became one of our top 5 or 6 bestsellers. But because it has 13 different pills in it with an AM and PM stack that does everything you need, game-changing, life-changing, and it's the highest quality. Well, with the supply chains breaking down, we've already lost a lot of formulas that are single ingredient because the supply chain's broken down. Companies have gone out of business, you name it. This company's great. It's still there. One of the top companies in the U.S. that makes this for us, but they can't get some of the ingredients. So we've got to either change the name or reformulate. That's how it works. When you reformulate or change something under law, you've got to change the name or call Plus or whatever. So this is the last chance you can get 8-pack Power Stack at InfoWarsStore.com and experience it. We're very, very close to selling out. InfoWarsStore.com, a true 360 win.